It's called a promo,
Shut
kid.
your
And
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. I'm glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be...
I was like, I had an eyelash.
Yeah, wipe the crust out your eyes. It's a little late.
It was an eyelash. I was making a wish.
This is a weird stop on the road to WrestleMania season because originally this event was labeled as a pay-per-view and it ended up just being a regular late-night collision instead.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan claimed it was always just a televised event, but there were promotional tweets and stuff dating back months ago that said otherwise.
That's he had to backtrack on this one. He's like, it's just a regular televised event, man. Y'all are looking too much into it.
Is it a pay-per-view? Is it not? It was not a pay-per-view, but I mean, nonetheless, it was good enough. It was a good enough card to talk about. Grand Slam, and who better to talk about it with than Overtime Ortiz clocking in after midnight. I think it's 12:30 now.
Can't stop me, bro. I live by the name.
I found this on the web.
Oh my gosh, even Siri's up. Siri thought we were talking to her.
Oh shit.
It was a good enough card. Our opener, I wasn't expecting the opener to be Takeshita and Fletcher versus Omega and Ospreay, but it was. I'm not complaining either. That's not a complaint.
So look, boys, it went in the background. They're like, who's gonna set the bar? And Ospreay and Takeshita and Kyle and Ospreay looked at and they said, we're gonna set the bar. And I'm like, all right, boys, let's get it.
Yeah, I was interested to see how Ospreay and Omega worked together as a team. That worked together pretty well, I would say.
Give me a hell yeah!
Would you say future tag team championship gold in their future?
I don't know. The current tag team champions hurt people, so let's not get people hurt.
Just saying.
I will say Kenny Omega's entrance got the energy in that building feeling heightened. It felt heightened when Kenny Omega stepped in the arena.
When you have a Final Fantasy composer doing your music, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
This is awesome chance before the match even starts.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a hell yeah!
That's always a great tone setter. Whenever immediately bell rings, nobody's touched anybody yet, and it's like, all right, this is awesome.
We already know. They already knew what they were getting themselves into. This match was going to definitely set the bar, but they were going to tell a great story, and where we're going to see some awesome moves in wrestling.
Match starts with home countryman Kyle Fletcher fighting with Will Ospreay, and they're already smacking the shit out of each other.
Banger after banger.
Giving it to them back and forth, back and forth.
And it turns quickly into an exciting tag match filled with a lot of good spots from then on. There's a hell of a lot of good spots. Ospreay hitting the Os Cutter from the top rope. That was a sick spot.
Thank you.
There was a lot of hard hits in the match that'll make you jolt and cringe a little bit when you watch it.
Oh yeah, there was some poison ranas in there. People that I was like, ooh, what, his neck? Please protect his neck.
Please protect his neck.
Bro,
literally
was.
Everybody in this match looked and performed like the best wrestlers in the world because that's what they were. And this was definitely one of those big megastar tag matches. It kind of reminded me like when Shawn Michaels and John Cena faced Batista and The Undertaker, and it's just like a big megastar matchup.
Yeah, it had that definitely feel from the entrance all the way to the beginning, to the end. It had that star power feel.
Top to bottom. The finish of the match was awesome. Holy shit. The hidden blade with the one-winged angel combo, bruh.
I said that's like Vegeta's Big Bang attack. and Goku's Kamehameha wave combined together, bro.
One thing I was thrilled about was getting to see Harley Cameron get a title shot, and not only that, in her home country, because she's been grinding it out for a couple of years now.
Oh yeah, she's come up, bro. She's been on the come up.
Quickly becoming one of the best things on television as of late. On top of that,
Maximizing every minute of TV time, bro. She does not waste one bit of it.
Also, during this match, little side note, we see Momo Watanabe ringside for this match.
I was probably the only one in this room that popped with all my friends in there. But I'm really hoping maybe we could see her hate faction maybe make an appearance soon from Stardom.
It was kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Drink it in, man.
We also, not only that, we see Mini Monet make an appearance, but get stomped on and kicked by regular size Monet.
She kicked the shit out of that puppet, went out. It looked like it was supposed to go like towards the ramp when she kicked it, but it like went backwards. But I'm like, damn, she kicked her so hard it went backwards all the way to the announce desk.
Yeah, stomped. I thought it was going to go into the crowd. I was like, that lucky fan that gets to catch that.
Ooh.
Now, both women in the match looked great, and I've been noticing this note get made during every Mercedes Moné match as of late. She not only looks better and better in the ring, but she's making her opponents shine every time, which is a huge note to make. That's a huge thing in this business whenever your opponents look great as well as yourself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, and it just showed Harley Cameron leaving everything on the mat and actually going the distance. To be honest, I think this is the longest Harley Cameron match we've seen of to date.
It was a nice one. It was, I mean, she brings it. She brought it in this match. She gets the show she deserves. Also, Mini Monet makes a comeback in the match.
Bro, the camera spot and her little angry eyebrows. I was like, yo, I love it.
Yeah. There were no disappointments in this match for me.
I enjoyed every bit of it. There was a part of me that really did want Harley to win, even though I know it would be like a small percentage chance that would have happened.
Yeah.
But there was a part of me that actually believed, and that's why I knew that this is a good match. I'm literally cheering for the underdog, and I actually believe that she could win. That's when I was like, I love wrestling when it makes me feel those moments.
Very slim chance, but you just want
very slim chance.
You just want to cheer and believe.
And that's okay. I'm okay. I like that. I like that, being that fan.
In the end, Mercedes hits the moneymaker and gets the win. Not surprised by it at all. And I think everything about this match went the way I had expected. It delivered a whole lot in the process, but went exactly as I expected. Big time. Mercedes shows some disrespect to Momo on the way out.
Oh, yeah. Put the belt in her face.
Yeah.
Look what I got.
It's very disrespectful.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that disrespect.
Now, before the next match takes place, we see Kenny and Ospreay backstage, and Kenny challenges Takeshita for the international title at Revolution. Likewise, Will Ospreay challenges Kyle Fletcher to a steel cage match at Revolution. Revolution's shaping up to be a hot-ass pay-per-view by the sound.
I'm definitely buying in on that one. I'm going to buy it. Can't wait to watch those two matches specifically. So the steel cage is what got me really hyped, though. I was like, ooh, I haven't seen a good steel cage match in a minute, and I'm hyped for one.
Not? The steel cage matches are just, they get the blood pumping for some reason.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
bro.
understand the science behind it.
Love it. I love it. You know it's going to be a crazy match. A crazy match.
I sit here and I try to break down the science to it, and I'm like, why do humans just get so excited by cages? But
I don't know. Must have go back in our DNA, seeing those blood crazy sports in the Coliseum.
This is a great segue into a blood crazy trio known as the Death Riders. It's more than just a trio. The Brisbane Brawl. That's a tongue full for sure. The Brisbane Brawl. I was excited for this because who knows what could happen in something like this. Also, before we even get into the match, the reception for Adam Copeland was amazing.
Yes.
And them singing his song to him, man, I wish I could be a part of a moment like that. Like, that's a really cool moment.
WWE has that all the time, and to see it in AEW, it was so rare to me, and I was like, dang, I want to be there just to be part of that too, like to be in that moment. And they let him do the whole thing, and I said, bro, y'all just hyped this man up. Y'all gave them plus 20 on attack and defense, and just for hype sharing this, he's starting off on fire.
He looked a little bit emotional when they
Hell yeah, bro. They felt that real. That's real love, man. That's some real love.
Love. Yeah, match starts off quickly when Edge and Jay White attack the Death Rider amidst their entrance. They weren't wasting any time. Fight, to nobody's surprise, goes all around the arena. Edge scares us again and jumps off the ledge in the sectional seating. And I had flashbacks to the cage match when that happened.
Bro, I was getting PTSD a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not even going front.
The crowd calls Moxley a wanker. That wasn't very polite of them.
Yo, he definitely got that crowd reception now, didn't he?
Yeah, just not the way I would have hoped.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Marina Shafir gets involved as expected. I feel like if we could have had like a bingo card or what to expect, what odds something happens, Marina Shafir getting involved was definitely like the most predictable thing to happen.
Of course. Why would you not? If you didn't get involved in the match, I'm like, why are you here? Why are you even here on the sidelines if you weren't going to get involved?
Why are you even here?
I know you're going to do something. I'm just waiting for when you do it is the key.
Now, Edge gets put through a table and comes back even stronger than before. It somehow like made him even stronger when he got power bombed through a table.
Bro, for real. I enjoy. That was the sixth spot. I like that spot.
Wheeler Yuta gets involved and whips Jay White with a belt.
Yo, that was pretty tough. My man Jay White was taking those belt shots and he was trying to be like, nah, not face me. Not today. I think Nigel McGuinness called him a masochist at one point in the comms.
He was like, hit me harder. All right. Edge spears Claudio through a table and spears Moxley, but doesn't go for the pin. Instead, gets a chair wrapped in barbed wire, and he beats Moxley with it.
I thought he was going to give him a concerto for a second. I was like, oh, that would be sick.
Oh, he tries to. He tries to give him a concerto, but Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir put a stop to it immediately. And then Edge and Jay White get choked out.
That was the sad part for me. I was like, oh, no, I can see he's going blank. He's going blank. No, he's going blank.
Yeah, Moxley doesn't stop choking Edge for a while, and the crowd chants bullshit, to which Moxley responds, I'll break his neck.
He switched sides, too, bro. He went from the right side, then he switched to the left arm.
My arm's getting a little tired. Let me switch it around.
It's basically the bell being rung. I was like, this man, I was like, he's already dead. Leave him alone.
Melissa was watching with me at that point, and she was like, no way that's going to be the finish of it. And I was like, nope, that's going to be the finish. How do you feel about the finish? What do you think?
I was sad about it, but then again, he did say, I'm going to break his neck. And then in John Moxley fashion, usually if you're not going to tap out, guess what? You're going to pass out. And that's what happened. He passed the out. And I'm just like, damn it. And then I'm seeing Jay White, poor Jay White over here getting choked out with little spit coming out of his mouth. And Wheeler stopping him and like grab his nose. And I'm like, golly, man, this is horrible. He can't even help his friend. And then they just both get choked out. Even afterwards, Jay White's like, damn. Like, I was like, damn. But did it make me not appreciate the Death Riders more? Hell yeah, because I feel like if you're not a fan, get ready. You're going to be a fan. Because that match was a kick-ass match.
I never doubt them. I never have bad or slanderous things to say about them. And even when they hate me and want to throw provocative hand signs at me, I'm all good for it.
Not provocative hand signs.
there.
You just made the list.
All right, what was next on the Continental Crown Championship? It always excites me for an Okada match. Anytime Okada's on the card, I'm really happy. But even more than that, I was happy to see Buddy Matthews get such a big singles match in his home country. Another like Harley Cameron, another person that deserves the push, that's been grinding for a while, and it's great to see them get that push in their own backyard. It makes it just a little bit more special.
Drink it in, man.
I can't agree.
Now, both entrances were awesome. Okada's entrance was awesome, but one thing I need to point out was the sign a kid near the entrance ramp had that said, Okada eats Kit Kats sideways. I feel like I didn't even see
that sign. Hilarious.
Okada eats Kit Kat sideways, and I don't really know what that means or what that's supposed to make me assume, but I thought that was hilarious.
I'm assuming it's the eating corn the long ways, but it's Kit Kats now.
Yeah, and see that it doesn't make as much sense though. It could make you ponder for a minute. From the immediate start, this match is great. I was pleased, already over-delivering. Okada tries to take his belt and leave, but Buddy grabs the mic and calls him a wanker, and the crowd eats that up, of course, which makes Okada mad enough to come back and continue having a banger match. And that's all I could say about this in an assumption way, is that this was just a banger.
Banger after banger.
Hands down, just a non-stop banger action. I will say I really thought Matthew was going to win this, bro. I really did believe he was going to win it. I was like, this is it. He's going to be the one to dethrone him. It's going to be in his hometown. It's going to get a big celebration, and boy, was I wrong.
That would have been crazy. I mean, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him to kick out of a Rainmaker either. I was shocked to see that.
I popped so hard. I was like, holy shit, he kicked out of it, bro. I was like, that's when I believed. I was like, he could win this. He could win this.
And then he hits several moves that make me think he's about to win this match and the Continental Championship. He comes super close in this match, but Okada hits the low blow and another Rainmaker to retain and get the win. And I didn't think Buddy Matthews was going to win. Tony Khan has an excellent way about doing this thing, a little bit too much sometimes even, to where he'll play to the hometown crowd but never put the hometown person over because got to have the champion retain. And I knew, all right, that said, if Harley Cameron, if Buddy Matthews, if Kyle Fletcher aren't going to win in Australia, Tony Storm is going to win in Australia. And that's all I'm going to leave it at that before we get into the women's title match. But that's how I felt going in. I sent out a tweet as well. This is a big significant thing you always got to look for in wrestling. The champ's coming out first, more than likely that title's changing hands. If the champion comes out first, it doesn't do the traditional champions enter last, that means the challenger is leaving with the title.
Yeah.
Tony, spectacular entrance. She makes a spectacular entrance.
With Gunther over there as almost like one of those ticket ushers, like from the olden days of cinema.
Yes, and I love that you're so tired that you called Luther Gunther.
Oh, Luther, yes.
Now that's a matchup. That's a matchup we need. We need Luther versus Gunther at All In.
Oh, snap. You caught me red-handed in 4K. No, now they're going to eat me up in the comments.
It's literally 1 a.m, and that's just what time we had to watch Grand Slam. We don't make the rules.
You just made the list.
This match starts off hot and heavy. I mean, this rivalry's been going on since the Owen Hart tournament even. So we see Mariah May go to Suplex City. Wasn't expecting that.
Bro, yes. First off, we were like, yo, Tony looking tough out here. Just keeps on suplexing after suplex and after suplex. And guess what? Another suplex.
Ruthless.
Another one. And another one.
Drink it in, man.
We hear "Rip her tits off" chants.
Bro, and the sign too. I was like, yo, this crowd is wild.
I loved that sign. Ripper tits off.
As the whole arena's chanting "Ripper tits off."
Everybody. I don't know what the total count was of how many people were there, but it was a lot of people.
Bro, it was sold out.
Yeah. These two women certainly deliver, being the main event of the show. They're also a good match. We see them hit not only their moves on each other, but each other's moves on each other.
But this bitch is getting on my nerve.
I want to compliment the selling job Mariah May did with the 2 hip attacks she took. She sold the shit out of it. Toni Storm hit the 2 consecutive hip attacks. Mariah May looked concussed.
Bro, she was selling her ass off. Like, she was doing it like if the rent was due, bro. Like, the rent was due. And I want to... she was doing really good on the submission part, too, when she was getting put on the submission and screaming. I was like, yo, this is good shit. This is good shit, and I'm loving it.
Prime time shit. I was shocked a little bit when Mariah May kicked out of the Storm Zero the first time. I thought Toni had it there. Honestly, I think that goes to show, I had my expectations set a little low, being that this wasn't a pay-per-view, and that gave it room to over-deliver. I was like, oh, shit, so this is an actual pay-per-view level match on a Saturday night.
You can't just be one. I be telling Turtle be thinking the same thing. Anytime he sees someone do a pile driver, he's like, it's over. It's done. I was like, no, bro, it's not over. Niggas, man, we get into this whole argument about the damn move, but I'm just saying, wrestlers have evolved since the olden days. I think it's going to take more than just one pile driver. Now, that's where people want to pick up their swords and shields and go at it, I guess. But all I'm saying is I didn't expect it to be done by one pile driver. Well, it was going to take multiple pile drivers or Storm Zeros.
It's kind of a finicky line because it's an old adage in the business, of course, you want to protect the finish in certain senses. The more you protect your finish, the more the bigger the pop's going to be later on when somebody kicks out of a finishing move. And now we do a lot of false finishes. So it kind of it doesn't bother me that somebody will kick out of the Storm Zero or any pile driver, but why is it that the Moneymaker is a one-winged angel level finisher that nobody can kick out of, but people can kick out of the Rainmaker now? So it's just a finicky line. It's you kind of have to pick and choose where the argument is, because in some senses I'm yeah, Buddy Matthews shouldn't have kicked out of a Rainmaker, but the pop was massive.
I also think usually, to me, when a champion holds any type of gold, and this is my philosophy of thinking, call me crazy, whatever. When I believe you hold championship gold, your stats, your ability, your durability, everything shoots up, because to me, you're a champion. Whether it's a tag team, heavyweight, TNT, TBS, women's champion, it doesn't matter. As long as you held gold, hell, even ROH gold, you have your stats raised up a little bit more. So I expect you, as a former champion, you should be able to take a Rainmaker, or you should be able to take a Hidden Blade or whatnot, usually. That's just my way of thinking. From champion to champion, I feel like you could go a little bit longer. You hit me, of course, the One-Winged Angel is very protected. The Moneymaker, it's freaking Mercedes Moné, though, but I can see what you're saying at one point. But I also think if champion to champion, you should be able to kick out at least one of them.
Yeah, like I said, the argument only matters on who you're talking about, on what day you're talking about it. The answer will change depending on the match.
Facts.
On that note, Mariah May hits 2 Maydays back to back, and Toni still kicks out of those. I was like, whoa.
She was, bro. She had home field advantage. The crowd was going crazy at that point, bro. Especially when she kicked out. That's when I was like, yo, I think the titles are gonna change, bro. They're changing.
I had a feeling. Again, going in, I knew, okay, if everyone else is losing, then Toni has to win. This could be a great moment for Toni to win. They they had a series of finishing moves on each other again. And then Toni Storm rolls up Mariah May to win back the AEW Women's World title for a fourth time.
That's cool.
Out wrestled her. I was okay with the finish because I was like, yo, she out wrestled her in that moment and did the 4-piece.
Give me a hell yeah.
Dude. Hey.
Drink it in, man.
Hey.
I had to. I love that. What a flex. I had a feeling for multiple reasons. It felt like the right time to switch the title over. It felt like the right time to put it back on Toni. She's the right person to hold that title 4 times. And
I was happy for Australia, bro. They needed one. They needed someone from one of their hometown talents, whether it had been Cameron or Buddy. I'd say Cameron. Yeah, Harley Cameron. I was hoping one of them would have got the job done, and who better not to get the job done, called their shot like Babe Ruth and knocked it out the park.
Yeah. Speaking of called their shot like Babe Ruth, that's exactly what I feel like I did with this event. Like, I knew none of those other people, the hometowns, were going to win a title or win their match per se, but they're all going to look great. I felt in my heart Toni Storm would be the one to win, and it all kind of came into fruition. That leads me into what I'm going to call this time my pretend final pay-per-view thoughts, because while this wasn't a real pay-per-view, I'm going to treat it like it was and grade it as such.
Thank you so much for watching this episode today, and we will continue very shortly. But I want to quickly give a thank you to the sponsor of today's episode and talk about something that I've recently been getting into. And if you're a really on-the-go, busy type of person like I am, you'll want to hear this. Today's episode is sponsored by Optavia, a low-sodium, calorie-efficient, sustainable diet plan that not only is catered to helping you reach your weight loss goals, but links you in with a personal health coach to help guide you alongside your health journey. And the best part, your coach is somebody who has already been on the same weight loss journey and found success in doing so. So not only a healthy diet that will supply you with ready meals and low-calorie snacks, but link you in with somebody who can help keep you motivated and educated on your way to a successful weight loss journey. I myself have been doing the diet, and I am really happy with the results so far, guys. I get a lot of these turkey meatball meals. The beef stew is my go-to lunch. A lot of times when I'm getting ready for the day, you will see me drinking on these Optavia shakes that I love. And the most important thing about this is how often I drink water. You drink a lot of water. It seems like it's hard, but I'm telling you personally, my coach keeps me educated, motivated, and properly hydrated. It is achievable. If you would like to get in contact with our show's personal coach and get started on your Optavia health journey, contact our email listed below in the description with the word Optavia. That's OPTAVIA. Or just head over to www.optavia.com and get started on your own time with your own coach. Now, back to the program.
I wouldn't complain because the matches went hard. I would not complain one bit about the matches. I wish there was more to it. Like, that said, I can't ask there to be more because, well, it isn't actually a pay-per-view. And the fact that we all thought it was a pay-per-view like a week and a half ago, or up until a week and a half ago, that kind of like took away from it. But all that said, match quality alone makes me rate it at least 3 out of 5 stars. And I'd bump it to a 3.5 maybe. But the last thing I will say, I predicted 100% of the outcomes of this event correctly, and that is a flex. I got hard right.
I was definitely didn't, because most of my picks didn't happen. Except for Kenny and Ospreay, that did happen, and Tony happened. The rest, I picked wrong on all those ones. But it's okay. I would also agree. I think that's fair to say. If we're grading it, stars, I think 3.5. I think it's fair to say. And that's not saying it's bad. I think it was excellent. I think it was great, solid show. And so far, they've been on a hot streak lately since from Texas tour all the way up to where we're at right now. It's been pretty nonstop from Dynamite and Collision. Been clicking on both cylinders back to back, and it keeps on going so far, in my opinion, though. But I think 3.5 is a fair. Nothing but all-star cast, top to finish. No boring matches. Every match was definitely exciting and also solid performance from all wrestlers all around.
Thank you.
I would argue they've just been on a hot streak since 2022, but that's a whole other table discussion.
I was like, we could save that for another time.
Looks
Yeah.
like we've had enough talk.
This had to be a short one because again, it's not an actual pay-per-view. It was a weird stop, but this was certainly a fun one, and I got some great wrestling at late night.
One of my favorite stops, bro. And who better not to do this late night sesh with you, bro?
This was indeed an overtime affair.
Clock. I was clocking in.
All right, you can officially clock out now. You can finally go to bed.
Hell yeah. I get to catch some Z's.